Okay, the next part of the song we've already seen, so as a quick recap, I'll just play it through again. Okay, so we get up to that point and it's exactly the same as what we looked at before. And the following bit is going to do this. So we're just going to take that pattern and play it 3 times round. And the pattern's going to be 4, 6, 7 on the D, and the same on the G, and then come back all the way down to the 4th fret on the D again, but then we're going to include the 3rd fret as well. And then start from the 4th fret, which is a starting point on the D. Okay, and then the last time round we're going to do this. Okay, so that's 4, 6, 7 on the D, same on the G, then we got 6, 7, 9 on the B, then 5, 7, 9 on the high E, then finish on 10. So that whole bit slow should sound like this. Okay, now that run takes us into another melody which we've seen already, but in a different place on the guitar. So that bit we're going to have 10, then 7, then 9, 10, 9, then 10 on the B, then a half bend on the 9th fret on the B, let it down, then play 11 on the G. Then we're going to have this diminished arpeggio to finish. Okay, so that arpeggio is going to be 10 on the G, hammer onto 13 on the G, 12 on the B, 10 on the high E, 13 on the high E, then we're sliding from 13 to 16, pull off to 13, then we're going to play 15 on the B, and then to finish on 16 on the G. Okay, now for the next part of the solo. Okay, this is going to start with some alternate picking from the 17th fret on the high E string, and we're going to go 17, 16, 15, 14, then we're going to go 16, 15, 14 twice. We're just going to do that twice. Okay, then we're going to move up to the 21st fret, and we're going to play that and then trill between the 20th fret and the 21st fret twice. Then we do the same thing between the 16th and 17th fret, starting on the 17th fret on the high E. Then 14, 13, 14, 13, 14. Same thing on the B string, same thing on the G. Then 11, 10, 11 on the G still. Then move to the D and do the same thing. Then finish up on 12 and 11 on the A. Okay, so slow, this will look like this. Okay, and to end it, we're going to have this. Okay, which is 9, 11, 12 on the A, then bar across the D and the G string on the 11th fret, and then we're going to play 13, 14, and then end on 13 on the G. So you kind of hold the note a little bit longer on the 14th fret before going to the 13th. Okay, so that whole part's slow. Okay, now for the next part. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the theme that we were looking at before, and each time we're going to do it, we're going to end on the 14th fret on the G, then the second time round we'll go 14, 13 on the G, and then the third time round we'll just play 14. So, but the rest of the riff is the same. That's ending on 14 on the G, and then ending on 13. Then you end on 14 again. Then you've got this run, which we've seen quite a bit in this song already, except we're just going to be starting from the B string this time with 10, 12 and 14, then to the high E string and playing 10, 13, 14, and then we're just going to come down the shape that we've seen before. So when you put those together, it should sound like this, slow. Okay, as you can see, after that long run, the bit before that long run happens exactly the same again. And instead of doing the run, we're just going to have a simple bend on the 19th fret on the high E string, up a whole step. Then you're going to let it down slightly and then push it up again. Then we're going to repeat the whole thing again. So up to that point is exactly the same. Then we've got this kind of repetitive lick on the end, which goes like this. Okay, so we're going to start on the 14th fret on the G for this, and then we're going to play the 13th fret on the G, but then hammer on and pull off really quickly on the 14th fret. Then we're going to play 11, 10, 11, 13. So together it should sound like this. And you just repeat that twice, and then you've got this run. Okay, we're going to start this on the 14th fret on the G string. And we're just going to play 15, then 11, 14, 15, 14, 11. Okay, so that's the pattern that we're going to be using for the next few changes. And on this particular one, we're just going to play that twice. Then we're going to move to the the B string and play 15, 12, 14, 15, 14, 12. Then move to the high E string and play 16, 13, 14, 16, 14, 13. Then still on the high E string, 17, 14, 16, 17, 16, 14. Then 19, 16, 17, 19, 17, 16. Then we're going to play the 21st fret on the high E string. Then pick it again, but bend it slightly. Then let it down, pick it twice, and then bend it a tone and a half. Then let it down and pick it, so you're going to have this effect. Okay, then after that we've got a legato passage that pretty much stays on the high E string for most of it, and then once we get down to about the 13th fret, it kind of uses the B and the G string as well. Okay, so we're starting from the 17th fret on the high E, hammering on 19, then 21, pulling off 19 and pulling off to 17. And then we're going to slide from 17 to 16. Then hammer on 17, 19, pull off to 17, pull off to 16, slide to 14. Then we're going to hammer on 16, 17, pull off to 16, pull off to 14. So far we should have this. Then when we get to 13 on the high E, we're hammering on 14, 16, and then pulling off the same back in the other direction. Then when we get to the B string, we're going to play 15, 14, 12. Then on the G, just 14 and 13. Okay, now for a bit of alternate picking to follow that lick. Okay, this next passage we're going to start on the 17th fret on the high E, and we're just going to play 17, 16, 14. Then on the B string we're going to play 17, 15, 14. And then we're going to alternate between this next section, which will be 16, 14, 13 on the high E, and then 15, 14, 12 on the B. So together we're going to play this. Then after that we're going to go back to the first position that we've played, and we're just going to kind of play the same sort of thing, but we're just going to be changing some of the notes around. Okay, so starting on 17 on the high E string, 17, 16, 14, 17 on the B, 16, 14 on the high E, 17, 15 on the B, 14 on the high E. Then we've got 17, 15, 14, 12, 15, 14, 12, 10, 14, 12, 10, 9, 12, 10, 9, 11 on the G. Then we're going to have 10, 9 on the B, 11 on the G, 9 on the B, and then finishing on 10 on the G. Okay, now for the next section. Okay, so we're going to hold the 19th fret on the high E string, and then we're going to play this. Okay, so that part's going to start on the 16th fret on the high E, then we're going to play 16, 17, move to the B and play 19, high E 16, then the B string, play 18 and 19, 15 and 18, 14 and 15, 12 and then 14, then 10 to 12, 9 to 10, then we're going to play 11 on the G, 9 on the B, and then finish on 10 on the G. Okay, now for the next run. Okay, to start this off, we're going to rake across the strings using palm muting into the 10th fret on the high E string. Then we're going to pull off from 10 through to 9 and 7 on the high E. Same thing on the B string. Then slide down to the 6th fret, sorry. Then we're going to come back on ourselves and hammer on 7, then 9, pull off to 7, pull off to 6. Then we're going to play 9, 7 and 6 on the G. So far we should have this. Okay, and then to finish off, we're going to start on 9 again, but we're going to sort of alternate pick this time. And we're going to go 9, 7, 6, 4. Then we're going to go 7, 6, 4 and into the D string and play 7. Then 6, 4 on the G, 7, 6 on the D, and 4 on the G. Then we're going to play 7, 6, 4 and then 3 on the D. So we're going to have so slow it should look like this. Then on the end, we're going to do a bend on the 10th fret on the B string and then give it some vibrato. So slow it should look like this. Okay, now when we get to that bend on the 10th fret on the B string, we're going to do this lick. Okay, so we've got the bend, then we're going to bar the 7th fret across the high E and the B, then we're going to have this pattern. Okay, which starts on the 10th fret on the high E and goes 10, 9, 7, 10 on the B, then we've got 9, 7 on the high E, 10, 9 on the B, then 7 on the high E, then 10, 9, 7 on the B. So far we've got this. And then you've kind of got a little slide from 7 to 6, but you kind of hardly hear it at all. And it's just getting you ready for a full bend on the 7th fret on the B string, and then you're going to kind of almost pluck it like a violin. It's sort of strange phrasing really, but it's sort of like this. So it's kind of really sort of staccato-y sounding. And you're just going to do that by kind of heavily palm muting the string and just kind of down picking once you've got the bend up to the pitch you want. Then let it down and play the 6th fret on the B, and then you're going to slide up to the 14th fret on the B and then bend it up a whole step. Okay, at this point there's actually a keyboard solo going on, and then after that is a guitar fill. Again, we're kind of doing trade-off licks between the keyboard and Yngwie's guitar parts. So this is the first fill that Yngwie plays. Okay, so we're going to slide up to the 19th fret on the B string and bend it up slowly to a whole step. Then we're going to play 16 on the high E while bending the 19th fret up again. On the 16th fret, play that on the high E string again and then bend 19 again. So we've kind of got that effect. Then the third time round, we're going to sort of hammer on between 16 and 17 on the high E, pull off to 16, and then bend up 19 again, play 16 on the high E, and then bend 19 again. So let me just play that slow for you so you can kind of understand how that's going. Then we're going to be hammering on between 16 and 17 with the left hand on the high E string while tapping between 21 and 20. So start by tapping 21, pulling off to 17, pulling off to 16, re-hammering on 17 and then tapping 20. And then just alternate between the two and try and do it as fast as possible. And then when you finish doing that, bend up 19 on the B string. And then when you let it down, when you get down to sort of the normal pitch, pull off to 16 on the B quickly. And then hammer on 18 on the G string. And then as you hit 18 on the G, you'll get the sound of that note, but then if you pull off to 17, you kind of get that effect. So you got. like that. So the whole lick slow should look like this. Okay, after that lick, there's another keyboard part, and then Yngwie does another solo fill, which goes like this. Okay, this lick is going to start on the 14th fret on the B string, and we're going to try and, alternate pick this as much as possible, but I'm pretty sure when Malmsteen played it, it was kind of a hybrid of mostly alternate picking and some legato playing as well. So we're going to start with the downstroke on the 14th fret on the B and play 14, 16, 17, and then 14 on high E. Then we're going to have this type of run, which we've seen tons in this song already. So you kind of repeat that. So we've got 14, 16, 17, 14, then 17, 16, 14, 17, 16, 14, 17, 16, 14, 17, 16, 14, and then you play 14 on the B again. Okay, as you speed that up, you'll probably kind of pick it less just to get more speed, so you can do more pull-offs. Kind of just get used to doing that. Okay, well, you're going to do that twice anyway. Then you're going to start a longer run, which is going to take you through more strings. Okay, so we're going to start on the 17th fret on the high E string and play 17, 16, 14. Same on the B, and then play 13 as well. Hammer on 14, hammer on 16, pull off to 14, pull off to 13, or in which case you can kind of pick it, or in which case you'll just pick. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do. Once we get to that point, we're then going to move to the G string, play 14, 13, 11. Then we're going to replay 13, 14, 13, and then 11. Moving to the D string, where we're going to play 14, 13, 11. And then slide down again. And then you're going to go back up and play 11, 13, 11, 10. So far you've got this. Then you're going to move to the A string and play 12, 11, 9. Then hammer on again to 11 and 12. Then you're going to start an ascending run, which is probably maybe easier to play legato than trying to pick the whole thing, but if your alternate picking's kind of, really awesome, then you won't find any trouble doing this. So you're going to play 9, 11 and 12. Then move to the D and play 10, 11, 13. Then 11, 13, 14 on the G. And then 13, 14, 16 on the B. Then you're going to play 14, 16, 17 on high, and then pull off. And then pull off the same notes on the B, slide down to the 13th fret, and then end with a full step bend on the 19th fret. Okay, so just, that might have sounded a bit confusing as it's sort of explaining it. It's quite a long run, but if I just play it slowly, hopefully you can see it all fit together.